Eric Burgess here. If two cards are selected from a deck of 52 without replacement, find the following probabilities. A. Both are hearts. B. Both are queens. And C. Both are the same suit. So let's go ahead. I believe there's actually an E at the end. I can't remember. Forgive me if I've misspelled that word. So let's go ahead and check this out. So A, both are hearts. Let's do A right here. So we've got two cards that we're drawing. And are we replacing them? Nope. It says here without replacement, which means we're going to lose a card every time. So we're going to have two cards. So here's my first card spot, my second card spot. And we start off with 52 cards and we go down to 51 cards. We want them both to be hearts. Hearts are a suit. There are 13 cards in each suit. So that means that the first card, there will be 13 of them. There are 13 hearts. And then the next card, there's going to be 12 of them because we lost one of the hearts because we picked a heart. And so now we're only left with 12. So when we multiply these, we'll get our answer. So we're going to have 13 times 12. So if you've got a calculator that can do fractions, you can just multiply everything straight across. If you don't, you're going to have to type them individually and then multiply. So you'd have to do this, and then multiply. And we get out 1 over 17. I'm going to convert this to a decimal. And you should get 0.059. Pretty handy. Up next, we have B. Both are queens. So let's look at this one. We start off 52 cards, go down to 51 cards. There are 4 queens. That means we start with 4, and then we end with 3. We're going to multiply. And we're going to get a thing out. So we're going to do, again, 4 times 3. That's just 12, right? 52 times 51. I don't know that one off the back of my hand. But let's just see. 1 over 122. And we're going to do a little bit of conversion here. And we get 0.0045. I'm rounding to a different number of places. It's going to be dependent on your teacher. I mostly decide where I'm going to round, depending on, I want a couple of digits that like mean something. And so that's why I chose to go to 2, because a bunch of zeros just, I don't know. Something about it's just a little dissatisfying to me. If you take any science classes, you'll learn about significant figures and you'll generally round to however many sig figs you have. But that's for a science class. So let's go over to C. Or your teacher might have a rounding rule. You could just use however many they want. So both are the same suit. Well, let's check this out. All right, so this one's the one that everyone always raises their hand and they're like, what the heck? So, okay, think about the first card. So there are 4 suits, but they just have to be the same suit. So whatever card we pick here has to match the suit of the first card, right? This one has to match this one. So there's not really a restriction on the first card. So out of 52 cards, we could pick any of the 52 cards. Literally any card will decide a suit. So that means that the first one will be any of the 52 cards, right? And then we'll know what suit we have. So the next card has to match that. We'll have removed a card, so we'll be at 51 cards. But now we have to match the suit that we picked. So whatever we picked here, there's going to be one less of that suit because we picked it. So let's say that we picked a heart. Well, if you picked a heart here, so the next one has to be a heart, but you took a heart out when you picked it. So there were 13, but now you only have 12. So it actually goes down by 1. As if you picked a spade, well, now you're missing a spade, so it'd go down by 1. So this would be the way to do it. And that's the logic behind it. So some of these are going to get trickier. You got to think more and more about like the conditions. They're almost like little puzzles. So when we multiply this, this is just going to be 1. So it's just 12 divided by 51, whatever that is. 12 divided by 51. And that gives us 0.235. And notice that this is substantially higher than this one. So these were both hearts. They were the same suit. But since hearts is more specific, our first option was quite a bit more limited, 13 out of 52. When we're more general and we say the same suit, well, geez, any one of the suits could be the first card. So it's a much higher chance that this will occur than that this will occur. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and we'll catch you in the next problem.